Hi all, it's Wise Angel here. Just getting prepared for a live. That's the cards one. That's the cards book. We'll get a prayer book as well. The grounding book. I think this one does have prayers in it as well. The prayer book's disappeared. Right. Hi, YouTube human reviewer. If that is you, hello, welcome in. If you are new here, hello and welcome in. If you're one of my regulars, hello and welcome back. It's nice to see you. I had a good Easter and my mum is doing fabulously now. I had her down the beach today. You may have seen the video, the live stream I did earlier on. It was a very short one because the beach was packed. And you may be able to see my little fig I've just pulled off the tree that I forgot to take off the fig tree last year. So I put my little fig up the back. And Milo is on the Wanders. And the music in the background is chill music from Lofi. I'm using some YouTube background music because apparently they like that now. And Milo's gone up to bed after leaving his smell behind. He's just trumped. It's just that Donald. No, that is not my prayer book either. I've got that many little notepads knocking about. I can't seem to find the one I'm looking for. Oh. And I bet you're glad I don't have a low cut top on there. Because that would have given everybody on YouTube something to stare at and laugh at. Sorry, the beeps are my phone. There you are. I've shifted them. It shouldn't be going off like that now. Right. Which cards am I using tonight? I've got the quote out. After the last live stream, everything fell over and got mixed up. So I think I just used the Crow Tarot. So how have you been, Marlene? And that's the link for the music. So yeah, we very nearly lost me mum. All down. I've just turned the music off. We very nearly lost me mum because of negligence of the care of some NHS professionals. So it was bad, Marlene. But as I say, she is absolutely champion now. She enjoyed a bit of fresh air down at the seafront. We had, I'll move that damper. She got to see one of the yachts going out and going around the pier. So we had quite a good time this morning, me and my mum. Or should I say, in proper English, Mum and I. So how was your Easter? And that wasn't me trumping, if you heard that. That was Milo. That was quite loud even for him. He wants to be back out the back because the sun is out and Milo wants to be out. There we are. Off you go. What? Take that rotten backside outside. Right. Oh, we had Storm Dave blowing. And he was horrendous. Was that glowing up or not? Trying to see if this will glow up a little bit more so you can see it. We had a taste. We went back into winter and then we've come into spring again. We had, as I say, Storm Dave. Storm Dave actually blew in a hoolie. And as the priest said, who has been looking after our church over Easter, he said he thought he was going to have to pull over and ring the inshore lifeboat, basically. It usually glows in the dark, but because of the light, it's not going to glow. So, mind you, the rain did come down in biblical proportions the other night. So, I wasn't very happy when I came in at 10 o'clock on Holy Saturday, and I was soaked right through the skin. Right, I'm going to just pop this up and I'll give you a sneak peek at what we're up to tonight. See, even the beginning of my stream moves about a bit. You can see the little video. But we'll just wait for the others. I like any time of year, but the weather at the moment is just topsy-turvy and horrid. I just prefer spring and summer now to what I used to because it causes so much aches and pains. There you are, somebody's dancing about in the back garden and barking at his big self. I'll go back there because it's not just Nancy Guthrie that's missing in Arizona. There's quite a few women and men missing, and they all went missing around the same time. That's why I wanted to look at this, and I'm going to get something else up as well, because I'm beginning to think TMZ in on what's like we did discovered before. God, I cannot spell tonight. Right, I should have gotten this up beforehand, but honestly, it is. It is absolutely ridiculous. I think my opinion is TMZ are making these up to try and keep Savannah off the screen. But I've just found you can actually there is a ransom note maker actually on the internet. So if I can find that, whoever's behind it can actually find it. Right, I'm going to do a quick screen grab of this. Hang on, I need to go back up. Of that. Right, I've got that saved because I'll come back to that specific little picture. I will come back to it. Right, I need to go back because we've had another ransom note in the Nancy Guthrie case. New note claims that Nancy Guthrie was last seen in Mexico. An anonymous individual allegedly, and I'm going to use this word very, very sparingly, allegedly sent TMZ a couple of notes claiming they have information about Nancy Guthrie amid her continuous disappearance. The 84-year-old matriarch was abducted from her Tucson, Arizona home in early February after a night out with her daughter Annie Guthrie's family. Since then, there have been no breakthrough in ensuring she returns safely, as law enforcement seems to have been hitting a dead end in their investigation. But there's been many twists and turns in that, especially with Sheriff Nanos seemingly hitting these dead ends and upsetting the apple cart quite a few times and seemingly shown his ineptitude for the case. Now, the person who sent those notes allegedly sent those notes, and I'll use that word very loosely, sent another one on Monday, claiming they saw Nancy in Mexico while maintaining their demand for Bitcoin to share their information as it stands. I saw her alive in the state of Sonora in Mexico, one of the notes read, referencing the large Mexican state bordering parts of New Mexico and Arizona where Nancy lived. But the sender is now claiming that Nancy is dead, but can deliver her abductors on a silver platter. Why couldn't they, if they can now deliver our abductors on a silver platter, why couldn't they have done that in the beginning and brought her home alive? They seem to claim, as I said before, she was no longer alive. The informant also remained adamant on receiving money via a Bitcoin wallet that they were created in February to receive payment anonymously for their supposed information. TMZ's Harvey Levin believes that this alleged new note is legit, despite the FBI not pursuing it. And what makes him think this note is legitimate and the tipster is legitimate and the perpetrators feel as if it is now a frozen case and nobody's looking into it anymore. However, he feels if he's been disregarded as a scam artist, but his ego and Nanos's egos are a bit hot-headed. And allegedly, the informant proposed a 50-50 payment mode to encourage transparency and show how serious they are. I don't believe this for one moment. This was to try and keep Savannah off the air. But now they were asking for the money to keep Savannah off the air, is my opinion. However, she's gone back on the air. She's gone back to TV. I'm going to stop sharing this now. She's gone back to the TV. But, hello, whoever you are just coming in. I'll take this up onto stage. Take this fully onto stage. And I'll bring it up in the big. Because we've got this is going too fast for me. Right. Need to slow this down a little. Right. We have got Amida Flores. Okay. She's 54-year-old and was last seen hang on, where are you going? She was last seen on Broadway Avenue or Broadway Road. And yes, she's female. Case is still open. Yes, she was independent. And yes, she lives alone. So again, another woman missing in Arizona, and the case being still open. And we'll move forward. We have Carolyn Legaspi Horsper. She was last seen getting a meal, similar, if not, to Nancy, 69-year-old, last seen on February the 3rd in Ash Fork. She lives on a ranch 20 miles northwest of Ash Fork, and it is believed she was home in Westwood Ranches and left on foot. She's 5'4" and weighing 120 pounds, and she has a cane to assist. And when I clicked on, yes, she's got a bad heart as well, like Nancy. So, young fellow lad, on the next one, I decided to do things a bit like this. This is a gentleman, Justin. He went missing on February the 8th. He's got mental health issues, and he's not been seen since February the 8th, and he went missing with no shoes on. So, and he's got no ID with him, but he may or may not have his car. Right? Then we're up at Nancy's. We all know all about Nancy. This has been bungled by Bungle Bear from the beginning. Right. Isabella Comos. I want you to look into our boyfriend's eyes there. He's called Tommy Rodriguez. Just look into his eyes. Not too deeply though. And look at her. She's a really pretty girl. Ignore the bull ring in her nose. But Avondale Police, or Avondale Police, identified 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez as a person of interest in the disappearance of 21-year-old Isabella Comas, because she disappeared. What I was picking up when I was looking at her was he was wanting to hold on to her. She was trying to escape. She wanted to be away from him. She wanted to end the relationship. She's disappeared. They've got him in custody on related charges. Our phone's been recovered at the nearby recycling centre in Phoenix, but they don't know where she is. Right. January the 26th. Hang on. We go. So, as I said, would this be a partner abduction? As I've got the strong feeling she wanted to end the relationship. And I picked up she was very frightened of him. And she just wanted to be away from him. But looks are deceiving. Right, the next lady. Oh, jeepers, let's jump back to the beginning. Right. This lady. Morning, Roy. Crystal Sharp, St Mary. She lived in Mary Street, Tempe, and walked away on foot, leaving a majority of her items behind on the 21st. But the only thing with Crystal was she was last seen wearing her clothes in Maricopa County. Sounds like she was running from something. Very much so. I feel as if she was running from something or someone. But then we've got the Missing Police Department saying that Donna Overton is missing from the area of 8th Street in Horn. Donna's family is concerned as she was making statements suggesting that she may harm herself in some way. And she was making suggestive statements of that ilk. So let's hope Maricopa County Police Department can actually find Donna. As of now, she's still out there. Right. I'm going to take that down. Stop that video from sharing. Wrong thing. Right. Hey, Spitfire. So, I'm going to come back up top now. Take this off. I know I did. I came on to chat. So, but I can just say my mum is fine and well now. Sorry, Milo, spun me chair and I've hit the cable for my phone, which is on charge. My mum is getting there. She's been out and about today. But I want to say a prayer before I start the rest of the show. Okay, because I want to ask a few questions about Nancy. And there are, as I said, other issues about that I need to ask what we were. I don't know that other lady. And is that Huda or Hoda or whatever she's called? I'm going to have to give her another name where we're speaking about her. I think I'll call her Hoodie. She's going to be called Hoodie from now on. Right, Hoodie. Hoodie seems to have a bit of a grudge against, I'd say, against Savannah. Did Savannah take her job in the beginning? Right. So I don't know much about that Today Show, and I think the less I know about it, the better, on a reader's perspective. Right. Okay. I ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, and Archangel Sandalphon, and all our spirit guides and angelic guides to come forward this night and protect and guide us and offer us healing. And to guide us through this tarot reading as we look to seek answers in the Nancy Guthries case and any other missing persons case within the Arizona area. As we look to find links and hopefully discover whether we should be listening to the muck spreading news zone, whether they are offering the truth or the hoodie lady offering them some despicable news. Milo's just had his say. Blessed are the angels who live and walk amongst us each and every day, keeping us safe from harm. And hopefully they show churches who are battling against each other for some unknown reason the way forward to work together. Amen. Sorry if Milo set Murphy or any other dogs off. He doesn't like me neighbour. He just doesn't like me neighbour. Right. Okie doke. Here, cards. You ready? I am using the Crow Tarot. I believe they tell more truths than any other cards, and they are my kind of favourite deck because they were donated to us just before I set up. By another tarot channel. Leave that there. The Two of Cups. Yep, the world is watching. Okay. So, here we have the Two of Cups with the world crossing over. The world is a major arcana card. I always explain what card is what. And we have the Two, as I said, of Cups, which is upright. This is the present situation. So, the Two of Cups, this is in the upright, and it's saying there's a little bit of harmony and people are working together to try and come together for a positive outcome. And people need to cooperate, but there is some obstacles, and it's familial obstacles, as you can see here. The familial obstacles are, what's my pen? Right, the familial obstacles are the heart, the torn, and Savannah was torn whether to go back to work or not. She didn't want to go back to work because she knows that the case isn't over. And the Lotus Flower being her mum is not in the heart of the home. And she knows the world is watching, but so is someone else over her shoulder. But the strength is back at work. She feels strengthened there, but there's also somebody else watching over her there. And that person is not a very good person. The world, that's crossing over. So the world crossing over. This is the challenges ahead, and there's a lot of blockages, and things can't move forward without the person who is blocking. So this is all about the scorpion in Arizona who is blocking things. And there's a tough old bull there. And we know who the tough old bull is. No problem, Roy. We know who the tough old bull is. That is Nanos. He thinks he's the king of the castle. But the king of the castle is actually of America. He thinks he's the king of America. But he's sitting watching. And he's ready to come off with a sting in his tail. Nanos must be worried right now, because a certain commander-in-chief is watching. He's watching this unfold. And he's saying, look, this case is dragging. And it's too similar to another case, which is one I've just shown you. The lady with the double-barreled name. And he's saying, yes, the world is watching. Don't rest on your laurels, Mr. Bullhead, because I can be just as bullish as you can. And I am watching, because he's going to start intervening. And the darkness of the crow or the raven, this is symbolic of the Arizona area, because there is an American tribe there. They've been watching, and their trackers should have been asked to come forward to help. They would have found her alive. Yes, it's all about the money, honey. All about the money, as I said before. All about the money, and that is the root cause of this. Somebody was jealous, and it's within the family. The jealousy is deep-rooted within the family. It was said before they used to have practices of abduction situations. So Nancy may have thought this was one of those situations, so that she might have thought it was the family come from the dead of night. So she went willingly. And what I'm picking up was there was something similar. She recognised a voice. There was recognisable voices outside. She was taken where there's trees, a lot of trees, not desert trees. This is Savannah. She's left something behind in the recent past, which is Arizona. And she's gone back to New York. There's the Hudson River behind her. But she's got a blindfold. She had the blindfold on. The Two of Swords. She was balanced. She was to and from whether she was going to go back to work or not when she went back to New York, because she knew there was something going to happen. She had this feeling something would happen as soon as she went on air. She knew there was something going to happen. And the message from this card in the Seven of Wands, and it's in reverse, is you need to surrender the exhaustion to be able to go forward. But you can also, she needs to listen to her inner self as well as her higher self and be guided to the truth, because the truth isn't what's coming out, and the truth is not what TMZ or the muck spreading zone, as I like to call them. They are working with Hoodie. Hoodie is the one as well. I'd say it was very, if you notice, there was little to no information coming out until that Queen of Cups went back to, sorry about that, went back to her throne at home. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. So Hoodie was very hypersensitive, very needy, and that's why she was made to interview her with set questions. And when was Savannah born? I'm using a name for another person that's within that media circle. I don't want to use her name all the time like everybody else is, because I don't want to use the name and let it reflect in the cards too much. You know how Northy uses different names for people? I do the same, as you know. And if you scroll up, you'll understand who I am on about. It's the Hoodie woman. So there's the stars. They all wanted to be stars in that family as well. They resented the mother being on the television. Was the mum even alive when she was taken out of that house? Was she even alive when she was taken out of that house? Because is she not worth more deceased as well? Because I'm seeing pills here. They look like pills. 2 pills. There's your stars. She'd gone to dinner at her daughter's. So Right. 10 of Swords. Again, this is in reverse. So it says the on rock bottom. And it's 6s and 8s. This Queen of Wands, they are very jealous over and dishonest, and they're manipulating. So this could well be the hoodie lady. And that interview was set up to entrap her. People were looking and dissecting the interview yesterday. And they were dissecting Savannah. It should have been hoodie they were dissecting. We've got the Queen. What, that was a 10 of Wands, you dozy cow. Right. So you had balance and letting go. So they have already come to terms with she may not be here. But as I've already said, we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. So I've already dealt with the Queen of Wands manipulation. So it's other people's thoughts and feelings. Hoodie, they need to be really looking at her and to see how she's been trying to manipulate the situation to keep herself in place on the throne of power in the news channel. But what are the star signs of Savannah's siblings, her brother and sister? Because their star signs reflect on his job and whatever it's Annie and Michael, I believe, whatever they're up to. So the 10 of Wands in reverse as well. Straight before the Queen of Wands in reverse. Annie wanted her freedom from caring for the mother. So her and Tommaso could go away and enjoy themselves and live their lives. So why didn't I ask her to go into older care or a supported living facility? Their hopes and fears in this Six of Pentacles was it to be resolved quickly and they'd get the money. Savannah is a workaholic, and the longer she stayed away from work, the less financial security she had. And with her sister, she's got a lot of unpaid debts, and the only solution was basically to encourage the mum to sell the house. That's hoodie. Yes, that's the hoodie lady. Is hoodie in any debt? Do you know? Because you can see the balance of power here. The power is tipping. And that's the Hudson River. There. That's the Hudson. I moved over. That's the Hudson River. Oh yeah. We've got the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man now, the final card, is in the upright. It's the completion, accomplishment, and she was feeling fulfilled. So this is the rest of them. And as you can see here, very pale flowers up here, and we've got the flowers depicting remembrance, the poppies. So the Hanged Man is, to me, is everything coming full circle. And I'd say October time, or give me 2 minutes. I'll give you some, turn the camera down. I'll give you some music if I can. Well, I'll go and sort Monster out. Right, I'm back. Right, so, or it could be the 10th of next month when things come full circle. But I know Trump's going to come forward, if he's not already secretly coming forward. Nancy. Where are you, Pebble? Where are you? I keep forgetting she's near the woods, but there's no woods in Arizona, is there? No forested areas. No forested areas in Arizona. But it's all going back to those who were in desperate need of money. I need to have a look at Huda, or Huda, whatever her name is. I'm going to use a different set of cards for her. I'm going to use the granny cards. It's an overbalanced box where the cards were. Just, I don't need a sock. Thank you very much. Sorry about that, everyone. We were disturbed by Milo and a flying sock. He's taken to throwing his biscuits and socks around now. Right. Is Huda, hang on, is Huda or Huda or Hoodie woman the lady who is sending the malicious notes? 6 of Cups. I'm only going to do this as a 3. Right, that's interesting. We've got everyone that adds to 3. Oh yeah. I'm trying. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. I'm just trying to get you to see from an angle every one of these cards. I think it's where the camera is on the other. Oh yeah, can you see them all there? Move them aside there. Oh yeah. So we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. So the 6 of Cups in reverse. This is forgiveness, and she's stuck in the past. Hulda. She wants to go back to the old, where she was in charge, which she's not. She wants to be back. She enjoyed being back, but she's not going to be back permanently. The 3 of Cups. 3. But there's claws there, if you see. Claws. Plotting and planning. There's 3 men. One of which is blonde. Milo, that's enough, boy. And there's bricks in the background. I'm going to leave you looking at that. I'm going to prop it up. And I want to know if you can see. You're going to see it on that. I see it propped up on there. Right, I'm going to let him back out. Come on then, pesticles. Have a look at that card for me, please, and see what you see. Come on. You're smelly. What do you pick out? What can you pick out from that card? I'm going to turn that slightly so you can see more of it. There we are. What can you see on that card? Right. Visually, what can you pick up from that card? What am I missing from this card on Huda? Exactly. Is that the end of her career? Does look as if they're digging a grave for her. And then we've got somebody, a little fat man, stuck on a rock as the tide's coming in, and he's waving his little red hanky. He's reminiscent of a bygone era. All the boats are sailing around him. And I think this is depicting him from TMZ. I think her and him, if you look at the cards together, they're in this together. I think I'll go back after the night using the old streaming service because this picture is quite grainy and I've got some beautiful light coming in through the window. And this doesn't tell me exactly how long I've been on StreamYard. So, what does man, you does in there. Right. So, we've got them playing in the garden. I'm going to turn it around so we can see it properly. We've got the two little dicky birds here, whittering on the fence. They're watching everything that's going on down here. There, I would say that was Nancy. That was the father. That's the three children playing. They were once very close. The closeness is not there. Huda and Harvey. I'm going to move that light so we're just getting the backlight from it because I can't reach the light to turn it. Oh, it's gone off. You see, we're there. We are. Right. If I pull it any further back, all you'll see is my belly. Right. Okay, so that's better. It's focusing, so you can see everybody on this card now. And if I put it in reverse, which is the way it came out, you'll see the fractures, the death, and you still see those two little dicky birds there, plotting and planning. Was it NBC or Fox that Trump didn't trust? There you are. That's better. Was it NBC or Fox that Trump didn't trust? Because yeah, they definitely look as if they're digging a grave. Hang on. I've done a digging. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. He said they weren't to be trusted. What does he think about TMZ? I need to get the poison off this table. That's poison. Is Huda or Huda or Hoodie involved in those malicious letters that are being sent to TMZ? North to south for yes, east to west for no. Please answer truthfully, Pendulum. Remember, everybody, all things that are said and come out on the table are for entertainment and education purposes only. And the cards and the pendulum are not always 100% right, but when they are right, they are right. Okay, thank you. So that confirmed that. Are TMZ helping to fabricate these ransom notes? North to south for yes, east to west for no. Right, it's going northeast there. So I think for some, I heard some of them that have fabricated and some that haven't. So it depends on which ones they have fabricated. And they're now in way too deep. They think they're helping, but they're not. There's Milo gone back out. He's in a right mood tonight. I will try and get back on Thursday evening. But I won't be around on Saturday because we have an event on in the church hall. But as I say, I will be definitely back on Monday evening. So we'll be back. I'm going to try and get back to regular scheduling on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday from now on. Just that this last couple of months has been a bit of a washout, as you know, with myself, with my health issues. I've still got a hospital appointment to have, and another one. My mum's at the doctor's tomorrow, and then I think that's it for us. We're fully discharged from everything. So we will be back to normal. And I know I promised some free readings tonight, but I had to change it to suit what I wanted to do tonight. Oh, I did promise the other night, well, last night, I did schedule it. So I'm going to go back to my old streaming service because I don't see this picture as being quite so clear. And I've just getting some new glasses, so it's not my glasses. There's my new specs. So the Wit Woos, and they are new and stronger. So I can see you all clearly now. So I'm going to love yous and leave yous and thank you so much for joining me. And no, it's church in the morning. So I could feasibly come back and see yous tomorrow night. Would yous like that? I'll come back tomorrow night and do some readings. I'll schedule it. So I'll see yous tomorrow. Take care.